Good morning, Morris Knolls. Welcome to this edition of News from the Nest.
I am Kayla O'Flaherty with my co-host William Champleon. We know we're a day late, and thank you for being patient with us. Let's get started and see what this week's show has to offer.
Today's show includes what the GT Showcase is, the new rise in eSports, and the infiltration of Asian leader Beetles, as long as the dangers of TikTok. A few weeks ago, the Gifted and Talented program performed a stunning showcase at the auditorium. What's that? You don't know what the Gifted and Talented program is or how to get involved? Reporter Anya Phil has the latest scoop.
Earlier this year, on January 13th, Morris Knolls had its annual Gifted and Talented Showcase, where students in the program can audition for the chance to present their talents to the school. I had the opportunity to go to the auditorium and watch the show as it happened. Even though COVID is still going strong, everyone involved made sure to put on an amazing show for the viewers. The Gifted and Talented program at Morris Knolls was created to help students utilize the school to advance their studies in the arts, athletics, or academically. Students in the GT program have the chance to take something that they're good at and turn it into a curriculum for themselves. It gives students the ability to be able to learn more about their interests, even if Knolls doesn't offer a course that is specific to their goals. The show lets students have the opportunity to put their unique talents to good use. The show has been virtual for the past couple of years due to COVID and hasn't been available to students. The students in the GNT program had a show last year where they sent in videos of their talents for the other students in the program to watch. The show this year offered many different talents such as solo singers, string ensemble, dancers, solo musicians, songwriters, group performances, and many more. Some of the skills shown in past years had to do with sports and showing off tricks. The show also gives exposure to groups. Friends can form bands or siblings can perform duets, and it's a great way for many people to get together and share the spotlight with their peers.
Or, in other words, that I spent alone with you. It just ain't laughing, and I just hope you know.
This was the first year that the show was live streamed and students were able to watch it in their classrooms if they weren't able to see it in person. The students who were able to watch the performances virtually during the day seemed to enjoy the show just as much as the students who were physically there. Everyone who participated and showed their talents made the show so enjoyable to watch, and we're looking forward to seeing the future shows and the talents that they'll have to offer. This was Anya Phil reporting for News from the Nest.
They really don't exaggerate about the students being gifted and talented. The performance was absolutely jaw-dropping, and I can't wait for the unified showcase later today.
Performing on stage isn't the only way people can shine. Some do it on a couch or in a chair as elite gamers. I am not too knowledgeable on gaming and I can't wait to learn more about it. Reporter Anthony Imperial has the scoop on the rise of eSports.
Oh, you don't know what's coming. Oh yeah! Oh, my boy Cooper Cup! Easy 6! Let's go! Esports has turned into the expense of traditional sports. Most people in this generation have stepped away from the basketball courts and soccer fields and onto virtual playgrounds and PlayStation and Xbox. Esports is a world of competitive gaming. People and teams of all ages compete against other teams for a huge prize. There are other various leagues in esports, different categories of games you can play competitively. Examples of games you can play in these leagues are Fortnite, NBA 2K, League of Legends, and many more. Esports has gained more popularity over the years, especially over quarantine. A high-tech generation found escape through their smartphones and consoles, but to the shutdown of youth sports and at-home learning. As stated in the New York Times, on average, children play less than 3 years in a sport and quit by age 11, mostly because kids in this day and age would rather have a video game controller in their hands instead of a basketball. Video games for 11-year-olds are far more entertaining than physical sports. As of July 27, 2021, a whopping 93% of boys through ages 8 through 11 play video games. It has gotten so big that more than 170 US colleges have varsity esports programs. College esports have attracted over 1,350 schools and 40,000 players. Besides the obvious physical and virtual differences, there are other differences between esports and traditional sports. The audience is younger, more online, and less localized. Esports athletes have implications for children's futures and for the way children grow up. As stated in blog.infront.sport, more than 6 in every 10 internet users watching esports are aged between 16 and 35 years old. The average age of traditional sports fans is about 50. It's 26 for esports. Esports is far more inclusive than most sports. There are many men and women of all ages and from various social groups who would play on the same team. Many middle and lower income students have quit athletics all because of income. As a result, participation in athletics among wealthier children has risen to the top. According to CBS News in 2019, the typical family with kids who play sports spend about $700 a year on fees, equipment, and more, but some spend up to $35,000. Anyone can become a competent gamer. Gamers practice by just playing video games for hours almost every day. Video games are muscle memory for professional gamers most of the time. Yes, they lose commonly, but gamers play video games to get better. With a high number of youth playing games, it's not hard to imagine that a few would get interested in esports and start the trend among their peers. 90% of teens aged 13 to 17 played video games in 2018. The percentage is 97% among boys of that age that play video games on some kind of device, while 83% of girls also play video games on some kind of device. The esports industry had an estimated audience of 453 million, up from 293 million in 2016. In 2021, the number reached up to 557 million. The esports viewers in the US in 2021 is 84 million viewers. The NFL is 141 million, MLB is 79 million, and the NBA is 63 million viewers. In 2021, approximately 55% of the male population are professional gamers, while 45% of females are professional gamers. Either way, esports have had a huge impact on generations and traditional sports, and are looking to be even bigger in the future. In the end, people have been worried about esports in the past, most specifically parents. But now children want to have a future in what they want to do, whether they want to either play video games for a living or actually play a physical sport. The esports business has taken the world by storm and is just getting started. This has been Anthony Imperial reporting from News from the Nest.
Wow, that's really interesting. I'll have to master my craft at gaming to earn my spot. You know what I hate about playing video games though? Fighting with Asian lady beetles in my living room.
I hate Asian lady beetles too, Kayla. They always come out right before I go to bed, and the beetles are just so aggravating. Reporter Joseph Whitmore has the buzz on these invasive bugs.
For the people of New Jersey, those who have experienced invasive bugs like lanternflies know how much of a nuisance they could be. But not many know about another invasive bug that secretly invaded our state this winter. The Harmonia extratus, commonly known as the Asian lady beetle. Though they don't cause negative effects to crops and plants like the lanternflies, they can be a hassle to manage. Ranging from 15,000 to 20,000 of these insects, they creep and crawl in our homes during the winter and hide in our walls, cracks, and cavities. Throughout the winter, Asian lady beetles look for cool places inside of your house to lay dormant, waiting out the cold season. If they get too warm in your walls though, they'll come out and move around, finding another place to feel cool. Because of their large numbers, whenever they walk or fly around, it could be a general nuisance to listen to them in your walls or attic. A little information on these bugs. They can emit a noxious odor when squished, somewhat similar to a stink bug, and the beetles also leave a yellow stain as well. It is also said that these beetles can bite your pets, cause you allergic reactions, and overall affect your quality of life. In order to stomp out these little annoyances, we need to get rid of them en masse and without leaving a yellow-stained battlefield. That's why the perfect way to get rid of them is to use a vacuum. An efficient, no-mess solution to suck up the lady beetles. If you want a slightly effective way of never seeing these beetles again or even possibly other bugs, seal up any cracks on the inside and outside of your home. There will be fewer passageways for insects to enter and will mitigate the chances of you seeing multiple Asian lady beetles. But if you ever think of pesticides, it's most definitely not recommended. Pesticides will leave stains and they're also not that effective against the invading beetles. So, whenever you see an Asian lady beetle crawling throughout your house, remember to whip out the vacuum cleaner and suck them up. Let's all try and lessen the Asian lady beetle infestation for good in this year of 2022. This has been Joseph Whitmore reporting for News from the Nest.
Please, I'm going to keep a vacuum on me at all times, like Marco moving through the halls with a fogger. What do you think of these bugs, Kayla?
These bugs are just so gross, William, but not as bad as these craze of TikTok challenges. Some students will go to extremes to be recognized and gain notoriety. Reporter Mayrin Suarez has more about the dangers of TikTok.
The famous platform called TikTok is considered to be a big part of the Gen Z culture. Many people see it as a fun app to have a good laugh, but many parents and adults consider it to be a very dangerous app as well. A big part of this opinion is the challenges that the app encourages, more known as TikTok trends. Some examples of these trends are the Gorilla Glue Challenge, the Burning Pile Challenge, the Dry Scooping Challenge, the Milk Crate Challenge, and the Toddler Swing Challenge. Many young teens do these trends so they could be considered trendy or cool, but these trends are very life-threatening. Two more recent trends that were popular in the beginning of the 2021-2022 school year were the Devious Lick Challenge and the Shoot Up Your School Challenge. The purpose of the Devious Lick Challenge trend was to steal small objects from the school. Examples are erasers, pens, and markers, and sooner got to stealing bathroom mirrors or school bathroom doors and many more things. It was out of control and caused many schools to have emails sent home, and caused a lot of trouble since it was also the beginning school year in person for many school districts. And another trend was the Shoot Up Your School Challenge, which caused many schools to close down since it didn't just target one school district. It targeted all schools in America on December 17, 2021. This trend supposedly started because of what happened in Oxford High School. Till today, no cases or news stories have reported that something bad happened that day, but it caused the state to go to panic mode. This has been Mayrin Suarez reporting from News from the Nest.
I didn't even know that it was getting that serious. I'm glad that I am aware of the negative impact that the app had on our generation. I might even delete the app from my phone. We didn't have time to write about the latest news from last night, but did you hear about the kidnapping?
No, it happened.
He woke up.
We hope that you enjoyed the new format and look forward to creating new episodes.
If you would like to see more, log in and subscribe to our YouTube page following the link at the bottom of the Morris Knolls webpage.
Click the News from the Nest click the News from the Nest logo and then the bell icon to be informed of our new uploads.
We will be back again after spring break with our next edition from Block 2.
This has been
The best from the Nest.